Yeah, we can hear you. Okay,
Okay,
cool.
we're team number three, and we're gonna share our recommendation for TransLink. But first, with the starting, we're gonna tell the territorial knowledge. Land acknowledgement in Vancouver recognize the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations who have stewarded these lands since time immemorial. In here we have like a short agenda. So first of all, it's gonna go the introduction, then it's gonna be my recommendation, Miguel recommendation, Shaban Preet recommendation, Mark recommendation, and Jenny recommendation, and we're gonna end with the conclusion.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Alexandra. So I'm Miguel, and our introduction is basically over the course of this project, we looked at the importance of HR planning in public transport. So public transport is it's very wide, and it includes many departments. There's mechanics, there's service teams, there's many different roles that you can end up, and HR planning is important, not only for the customers but also for a functional and effective transportation. So we have some of the key challenges for specifically Vancouver, that it's a very multicultural and very it's a expanding city at this moment. So these challenges, there's more people to transport, there's more traffic, and all of this needs to be managed and analyzed in order to have a more effective transportation. Then we have some of the analysis for the recommendations or of the recommendations. So we as HRs professionals, we want to propose these recommendations to TransLink to implement into the HR program in order to have a better management or better customer service, and all of this aligned with the TransLink uh, 2050 year goals, um, that's in their website. So yeah, let's move on.
Okay, so as I said before, my name is Sandra, and I will be presenting my recommendation for choosing that is going to be create a small people analytics center. Uh, this will be used and it's good because HR will the future turnover, then we can understand patterns like uh, turnovers and also identify skill gaps and work plan. Essentially, it allows HR to be proactive instead of reactive. These recommendations, well, going on to these recommendations align with two major trending goals. One is the organizational efficiency, and the other one is the customer service excellence. People analytics strengthens workforce planning, which is essential for keeping transit service reliable. And then when employees are well supported, trained, and scheduled properly, buses and SkyTrains run more smoothly. It also aligns with Translink modernization priority, as mentioned in the 2020 review. TransLink is already moving toward digital transformation, and people analytics fits perfectly into that direction. And the last one is a strong internal decision making that has direct connection to customer experience. When operations run efficiently, customer experience are better and smoother, and that connection are more reliable. For the next slide, I'm gonna talk about the recommendations and the risk. As the People Analytics Center brings several key benefits for TransLink. First one, it can reduce turnover and minimize mischiefs by identifying potential workforce issues before they happen. This can make the teams that are properly staffed and operation can run smoothly. Second, it improves training efficiency by understanding skill gaps in the workforce. Training programs can be focused on exactly what employees need to perform their roles efficiently and also helps employee grow, but also gives the strength them to move on and have high quality service. And the third one is the workforce diversity can increase as a center that helps track and encourage inclusive hiring practices. As more diverse team brings a variety of perspective, better than problem solving, and has better idea to reflect what can have and what can happen as next turnovers. And finally, by using the data to make decision, HR can operate more strategically, supporting both employee and customers. And then for the risk, even though better recommendations than risk, one risk it can be the initial investments, the tools, software, and training require money and time. This can be managed by starting small and growing the center as a result appear. A second risk is employee concerns about privacy. People may feel uncomfortable their data is being collected and how it help employee not. Miguel, you have your mic on. And then another is that is the need for specialized talent. HR analytics requires skills in statistic, dashboards, and data interpretation. This can be solved by hiring one experienced analyst and upskilling current HR staff. Finally, the last one is that the resistant to the change. Any new system will face some pushbacks. They can be reduced through training, communication, and showing the positive impact on both employee and customers. Overall, the risks are manageable, especially compared to the long-term benefits. And that's it for my recommendations and risks.
All right, thank you, Alexandra. So I'm Miguel again, and my recommendation to TransLink is to have a mandatory digital fluency training program across all employees, and no matter the knowledge, uh, mainly frontline employees, so Skytrain services, associates, drivers, bus drivers, handy dart drivers, and C-bus assistants. So yeah, let's move on to the next slide, please. So how this works is just a basic um, training on digital platforms for better communication with the transport and the customers. So how this works is just real-time scheduling apps, um, and the HRIS apps that has like real-time updates on if the buses are down or if it's delayed or if it's early, because many customers don't use those apps, and sometimes it could be um, sometimes the screens or Google Maps might be uh, mistaken. So that's the whole purpose of this digital training fluency program. Then we have uh s- oh yeah, and also last but not least, but the adaptability is to also encourage customers to buy Compass and use Compass card online to adopt a more wider digitalization. Let's move on to the next one. So we have then the alignment with TransLink goals. So enhance customer experience. The customer experience is just basically the more accurate information you have, the better the customer satisfaction is going to be. So, customers are going to feel like TransLink is always right, or it's never, it's a good service. Then we have the alignment, which is it aligns perfectly with applying more technology goal that is in the 10-year or 2050 priority goal for TransLink, and it's adapting this bigger digitalization of like leaving behind some old systems and moving on to the next generation. And then last but not least is just the return on investment for TransLink. So all this infrastructure that it's applications, softwares, that's expensive. So the more people adopt it, there's a bigger return on investment on that. Let's move on to the next one. All right. So this is how this helps achieve TransLink's goals. So the better digitalization is reduce fear of emergent technologies, right? S- This basically is just older customers, older customers don't need to fear this digitalization because the frontline staff will be there for them, right? And then again, how this helps TransLink, the better customer service and the more accurate information. And here are some of the success metrics we've adopted for this. So number one is just the digital training adoption. So how many of our employees are actually using this and seeing this as useful, right? Oh yeah, I use it in a daily basis. It helps me a lot with customers that are not familiar with Vancouver, maybe tourists. Then we have the digital score proficiency. How good are you handling this tools that we are giving the employees? And number three is the customer satisfaction score, which is the most important one. Is this digital training really affecting our customer service and really pushing up for a better or for a successful transit system? Let's move on to the last one, which is the risks. All right. So for the risks is number one is low adoption. There's always that risk of the low adoption, employees that have been working for many years know the times, know what's going on. So they're not going to use it, and that is basically lost money, right? Second is training costs. The large investments on IT infrastructure is also expensive. So that's two separate costs there that I have to be taken into account besides all the other stuff that's going on with the expansion on TransLink. And then last but not least is the union pushback. So increased overload, work overload, job expectations, and changes in job description. So again, it's just self-explanatory, but now there's another thing employees must worry about when training. There's changes in the job descriptions, and the union might push that back. That's it for me. Thank you. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay, hi, my name is Shunbi Singh, and the my recommendation to the TransLink is external hiring is suitable for TransLink, but it must include better integration planning. Basically, what that means, like external hiring is good fit for the TransLink because it brings fresh leadership and unbased decision making. However, to make it more effective, TransLink should improve their integrations and onboarding process. This will help external CEOs understand the organizational culture faster and align with the public sector values and work more smoothly with the internal teams. Let me move to the next slide, please. So, why TransLink outsource their CEUs? TransLink choose to hire externally because they needed a fresh strategic direction and stronger public accountability. And outside CEO is seen as more neutral and less influenced by internal politics. And last one, this approach also help them to handle financial pressure and the high level of public attentions the organization faces. And there are a lot of benefits and the drawbacks of external CEO hiring. Let's move to this next slide, please. So if we talk about the benefits of external hiring, hiring an external CEO brings in new ideas and approaches that the organization may not have considered. It also reduce internal biases since the selection is more objective. And the third one, this can increase employee and public confidence in the process. And the last one, external leaders often have wider industry experiences, which helps them to drive needed changes. If we talk about drawbacks, move to the next slide, please. The first drawback is that despite the external CEOs take longer to understand the organizational culture and operations, and this can slow early progress, and it may also demotivate internal employees who hoped for promotions. External recruitment is cost external recruitment can become costly, and there is always a risk that the new leader may not fulfill the public sector values and expectations. Uh,
So hello, everyone. My name is Mark. So I will be presenting my recommendation for TransLink, and my recommendation is to improve its employee value proposition in TransLink. So, what is employee value proposition? It is the unique set of benefits, rewards, and experiences an organization can offer to its employees in exchange for their skills, capabilities, and contributions. So we're talking about competitive compensation and benefits, career development, and recognition and rewards, and etc. And why do we need to? Why EVP is important? So it helps TransLink to attract high potential talents in a competitive markets, and it helps them to retain their employees. Motivated staff can stay longer by fulfilling their professional and personal needs. Next slide, please. So here's the benefits in improving employee value proposition to TransLink goals. So the first goal of TransLink is deliver reliable, safe, and high quality transit services. So by offering competitive pay, career development, supported and work environment improves employee morale and performance. Motivated and skilled employees are more likely to deliver safe, customer focused service. And third is lower turnover helps maintain operational consistency and service reliability. The second is improve customer experience across the transit system. So the EPB contribution, employees who feel valued provide better customer service. Training and development included in EVP enhanced communication, problem solving, and customer interaction skills. A strong EVP uh, fosters a positive internal culture that translates into passive rider. Next slide, please. The third goal is support sustainability and innovation. It attracts talent, technicals, and innovative fields such as hiring electric bus technology or data analysis transportation planning. Employees who feel aligned with TransLink mission are more willing to contribute ideas and support changes initiative. Fourth goal is to operational efficiency and financial sustainability. EVP contribution is to reduce turnover, lowering hiring and training costs. Engage employees perform better, leading to a higher productivity and fewer operational disruption. And EVP benefits such as internal mobility helps fill roles faster and maintain operational continuity. Next slide, please. And the last goal is to strengthen public trust and organizational reputation. When employees speak positively about TransLink as an employer, it strengthen the organizational brand. So, a strong EVP reduces scandals, absenteeism, and performance issue that could harm the and trust. Happy employees are effective ambassador of their organization. Next slide, please. So here are the risk or drawbacks of an employee value proposition for TransLink. So misalignment between EVP and reality. If TransLink promises career growth and work balance, and culture improvements that employees do not actually experience, it can reduce trust and lower their morale and damage the employer brand. Second, high cost of implementation, enhancing pay benefits, training, or wellness program can be expensive. If not managed carefully, EVP investment may strain budget without showing immediate returns. Third, inequity or perceived unfairness. Some employees or group may feel the EVP benefits are unequal. Then this can create an internal issue or dissatisfaction. Fourth is difficulty in attracting the right talent. If the EVP is unclear or poorly communicated, Translink may struggle to attract the skilled employees needed for the priorities like customer service, technology, and sustainability. Last one, resistance to change. Updating the EVP elements uh, may push back some of the long-term staff who preferred the older or existing system. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Jenny, and as part of the HR team, I would like to present my individual recommendation for improving accessibility and customer service across TransLink transit system. My proposal focuses on developing a multilingual transit helper program. The goal is to ensure that all riders, regardless of their English proficiency, feel welcomed, safe, and supported when using our transit services. This recommendation aligns with the transit's mission to serve the region and make life better for all, as well as a vision for building a more connected and live region through excellent transportation. Next slide, please. My recommendation is to implement a multi-language transit helper program. This involves recruiting or training employees and volunteers who can communicate in multiple languages and placing them in busy stations throughout the transit system. Helpers would wear badges indicating the languages they speak, for example, hello in Punjabi, Mandarin, or Spanish, so that riders can quickly identify the supports available. The role would be to assist riders with limited English proficiency, answer questions, and guide them safely through the station and transit processes. The aim is to provide equitable access to transit services for newcomers, tourists, seniors, and all community members who face language barriers. Next slide, please. Connection to TransLink goal. This recommendation directly supports several key TransLink goals. First, it aligns with the mission to make life better for all residents by ensuring that transit is accessible and inclusive. Second, it supports the vision of building a connected, livable region through excellent transportation by removing communication barriers. Finally, it reflects the Transport 2050 strategic goal of access for everyone, which emphasize fairness, inclusion, and equal access to transit. By providing multilingual assistance, we are taking concrete steps toward equity in public transportation and reinforcing TransLink commitment to serving the diverse needs of our community. Next slide. Why this helps the goal and matrix. Implementing this program would bring significant benefits to TransLink, our employees, and our riders. For riders, it reduces the stress and confusion that can occur when navigating the system without sufficient English skills. For employees, it provides opportunities to develop new skills and take pride in supporting a diverse community. For the organization, it enhances our reputation for customer service and inclusivity, potential increase overall ridership. To measure success, we can track metrics such as reduced rider complaints, higher customer satisfaction scores, increased ridership among newcomers and seniors, and improve employee engagement and retention. Next slide, please. Of course, there are potential risks associated with this program. Hiring or training multilingual helpers may be costly, and it may be challenging to cover languages spoken by smaller populations. Helpers could also experience stress during peak periods. To mitigate this risk, I propose starting with a pilot program at a few key stations, partnering with community organizations to recruit multilingual volunteers and expanding gradually based on performance and feedback. This approach allows us to manage costs, ensure quality service, and build community support while testing and refining the program before a full-scale rollout. Next slide. In conclusion, TransLink's long-term success depends on anticipating future skills, needs, and embracing digital transformation. A diverse and growing region requires updated HR strategies and strong workforce support. By implementing recommendations such as people analytics, multilingual services, enhanced employee evaluation proposition, and digital fluency training, TransLink can build a resilient workforce. Continued investment in workforce development will strengthen service reliability and community impact, ensuring that HR practices evolve alongside technological, demographic, and societal changes. Thank you.